X1060. So I loaded up the XFCE version on there, fresh, and started gaming, right? Started capturing video with OBS. But what happened was anytime that OBS was recording, the gameplay was really, really stuttery, like noticeably stuttery, and it was coming out in the video. And of course, I didn't notice that until like 3 hours of me just like,
right
on camera, just going crazy, capturing all this video. And then I went back and looked at it. I'm like, I thought that gameplay kind of felt funny. So then I also have Pop OS on that same machine because it's a Thelio, right? And I did all the same environment, right? The same hardware, the same games, Steam, same version of OBS, but a different kernel. And it was all totally smooth. So I went to Silent Robot and told him about it, and he and a few other people started investigating it in their Discord, and they actually noticed a regression in the newest kernel. I'm not sure which.
5.6 has a problem with some.
Yeah, so I think it is. I think it is 5.6. So they noticed a regression, and they're trying to work on it. So
Nice.
I mean, at least we found that out, and it's I think it affects DXVK Vulkan stuff.
So interesting story, Jason, on that. I was doing the 30 days of Linux, and this point I'm not part of any community. Nobody knows who I am, but my YouTube channel is starting to take off a little bit because I'm this weird person who's doing Windows videos. That
wait, did he say Windows?
Yeah. Wait, he just froze.
Yeah, he says Windows and then he freezes.
That's exactly what happens when you say Windows on your stream.
Windows.
Yeah.
He's dozing.
Right when he said Windows too, he just was gone.
Yeah.
Hey,
it's a sign.
Michael, were you recording that? We got No, Michael's muted or something.
He's probably still
I can't hear
talking.
Michael.
Oh, my bad. I had muted just because I had to clear my throat. But yeah, I got it recorded, and I will send him a clip to him at least once a day for the next year.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
Yes, I want that clip.
What do you guys do with the recordings of the Zoom chats, the patron Zoom chats?
Well, I mean, this is the first time we've done it, so nothing.
Oh, this is actually that's
yeah,
right.
nothing yet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Normally they do just their normal once a week show on Sunday.
Yeah.
Right.
Typically,
for some reason I had it in my mind that you guys had done this before, but
into the trash.
Yeah, this is the first time.
It's Zoom though. It's Zoom for the live show, so that's probably what I was thinking.
There he is.
Yeah, we do Zoom for for DL recording and stuff. Yeah.
Is he still frozen?
Yes. No.
Michael, check it out.
Maybe while in the process of him
Nice.
filling his brains, he filled his hard drive.
I'm trying to collect them all, but money. It's so.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
There's let's see. There's like the launch mug, right, which has all the launch shows on it.
Right.
And then there's Linux for Everyone. There's DasGeek. There's Zebedee Boss. TuxDigital, Destination Linux, Ask Noah, and DL and Extend, right?
Right. All of the bugs, not all the mugs are currently available at the moment, but they will be shortly.
Cool.
Because I
need like another. I need an expansion for my mugs right now. It's taking
I have
up
a
this whole
separate
cabinet.
desk. I have a separate desk over here in the corner that has. Right now, most of the mugs are from like streamers that like gaming streamers and stuff like that. And a couple nerd guys I watch that just discuss nerd stuff on YouTube. But still, I've got about 10, 15 of them over here. That's on the cat desk, as I call it, because it also has all the cat treats on it.
Nice.
I have 5 cats, so I keep a wealth of treats for them because they're spoiled little things.
What happened to Ryan? Man,
he's still crashy.
Story.
And he started complaining, and he gave me a hard time for having taking too long. But at least mine still works.
Yeah, but he mentioned Windows. He must be still discussing Windows in his head or something. So he's blowing up his computer.
Jason, have you thought about using a custom kernel for those problems you are having with gaming?
I hadn't actually thought about it. I've the furthest I've gone down that custom road is doing something like the Glorious Egg Roll Proton, that kind of customized Proton version. But I've never even touched custom kernels before.
I installed the PDS one, and it boots about 20% faster than it did before.
Wow. Something you recommend then?
I'm using it and happy with it. So yeah, try it. I mean, what's the worst it could do?
Well,
aside from crashing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's a rabbit hole I have not even looked at yet.
You can test it out on a test machine, and so you don't blow up your main machine.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a few test machines, so
yeah. It's always good to have a test machine. Always good to have something you don't care about blowing up.
Ooh, what do I not care about blowing up though?
Well, yeah, in your case, you have specific ones. Yeah, I have the one that's over here that I use for the BDL stuff. When they do the distro hub, the challenges. I use this one particular machine. I've already had to replace the hard drive once, but because I broke it somehow, and I'm still working on clearing that up. But
well, that was fun.
Ryan, what happened?
Hey, stop talking about Windows and you won't blow up.
Yeah.
I think you upset your computer.
What happened is I ran into the OBS bug that's been plaguing everybody now that I switched to MX. It was the same thing you said, Mike. All of a sudden, and this machine is, as you know, a beast. The Ryzen 3900X.
The RAM just gets massive leaked. And
the RAM went up to 98% at 64 gigs of DDR4.
What version specifically?
It's all of... The problem is not OBS. The problem is something to do with either Mesa or the kernel that creates this weird memory leak. Loop. And it just goes to like ridiculous levels. So it'll use all of your RAM, and it will start using swap. And as soon as it gets to full swap, your machine just dies.
Oh, okay.
And
so not what I was experiencing.
Yeah, it's
okay.
And it's been doing this for I don't know, a month or something. But for me, it only started recently. Well, probably like a month ago, when there was updates to the kernel or Mesa, because they both updated at the same time, so I don't know which one did it. And I tested older kernels and older versions of Mesa, and they worked fine, no issues. Then I used Manjaro, and it broke again the same way. Then I updated OpenSUSE, and it broke the same way with the Mesa kernel, whatever. Then I found the solution thanks to Gab from TechPills. There's an app image that was created by Pro Bono, the guy who makes app image. And he has a modification that makes it compensate for that problem. So if you run the app image, there's no problem. Like, it works totally fine.
Is that a fix or a Band-Aid?
It's a Band-Aid.
Definitely a Band-Aid.
Yeah, it doesn't fix it because OBS itself is still, if you're not using the app image, it will not work. It will still mess up.
Gotcha.
So the app image just solves it for now. There are still some issues with the app image version in that some of the icons don't display properly on the app image for some reason. But it works, and that's what matters.
That's good to be aware of. That's good to know.
That's crazy.
Supposedly, I'm streaming again, so we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, you should. Are you using the app image?
Yes, I did. That's exactly what I did. That's what took me so long. I had to get the app image, which is great about app images, right? I mean, that didn't really take me that long considering I reinstalled OBS with an app image, right? You just download it, ran it. It grabbed my settings file, which I didn't expect.
Oh yeah, it works
from OBS automatically, and boom, I was ready to go.
The app images works directly with the home folder.
Larry, you had a picture. Your camera came on, and I saw a donut and a phone, and now I'm hungry.
Don't eat the phone, Ryan.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you should.
Did Wendy ever come back with her espresso?
Yes, I did.
I don't think so.
I can't get my computers to work on my headset. Everything works on my TV, HDMI, or I just got a new old ThinkPad, T520, and I can't get the sound to come out of my headphones. You don't understand the words coming out of my fingers.
Did you go into the sound settings and swap it over to the headset?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
think I'm gonna have to give this up and just listen. Oh well.
Well, you can at least still talk.
Aw.
You know, that's.
Oh, I know that look, Jason. That looked like I thought I had more coffee, but I don't.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly the same look. Just looked at my cup and it's empty.
I went to go take a sip. I'm like, I drank it all. Oh well.
What are you drinking, Michael? It looks like coffee.
Better not be bubbly.
It needs to be
muted.
bubbly. By the way, the sponsor of this cast is, but no, it's not.
Nope,
water.
you're muted.
Man.
You're still muted, Michael.
I keep doing that. This is why live streams require other people to be involved, because I mute myself so much. Last episode, I had to re-record 3 segments of This Week in Linux because I was muted on all 3 of them, and that was fun. But anyway, it's iced coffee. Yeah, I was.
Iced coffee. Okay. How in the world are you drinking that? Is it freezing over there, or what?
No. I'm in like it's maybe 60 degrees or something.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's about what right now. Well, my room right now is 65, but outside it's about 60.
Okay, it's 55. Yeah.
Man.
These units, what are those? A Frankenstein.
Yeah. It's
Don't make fun of our units. They're perfectly
units.
scientific.
they're called freedom units.
Freedom units.
I think it's like roughly high 20s Celsius. I don't know.
What? It's the summer. For no.
Oh, that's like nothing. I think my area gets up to like 35 or something in Celsius.
I would literally die.
It's
Nah, it's not bad.
It is possible.
Like, look outside here. It's snow.
It's 4.4 degrees Celsius here.
Wow.
So I don't know. That's regular units. I don't know how it is in your fancy units.
It's mine. Frankenstein's?
I speak your language. Yannick. I get it.
So it's
We made our
currently
own.
13 Celsius here, but
Yeah.
Oh, 13. Oh,
It's 3 below Celsius here.
the highest it ever gets here. Wow. Okay. So typically it's anywhere between 35 to 40, but the highest is about 43.
Yeah.
43.
that sounds
Yeah.
like Vegas.
That
I
sounds
used to live.
a lot like Florida.
Well, it's also we get like Florida is more closer than Vegas is a dry heat, so it's not a big deal. And Florida,
Still heat.
Whoa.
it's not a big deal to people in my position. I
Do you
guess.
know how? Okay. Do you know how much people in Nevada hate people who say, "But it's a dry heat"?
No, but
Well,
I'm okay with it.
Still feels like when you're in a parking lot in July or August or June or May or September. Sometimes.
Yeah, but it's also a
And
difference
it's like
between where you grow
44
up, right?
Celsius out there, and it feels like you're walking inside of an oven. The dry heat, like
Yeah.
who cares? You're still boiling.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's
Heat is
different. It's different because for me the dry heat is easier because I have the same heat but also like 80% humidity. So when I go into dry heat, it's an easier transition for me.
Look at us talking about the weather like a bunch of people about to
Hey,
enter
did you
into
know?
the bingo
Hey,
hall.
hey, Ryan, did you
You know,
know?
like we're standing in line for the bingo doors to open. Like, hey, that weather sure is something.
Hey, Ryan, did you know
Well-
that you could actually check your weather in your terminal? That's very
Curl
useful.
command.
I did a video on that.
I know.
Did you?
Yeah.
We covered it on
Listen,
DL too, I
sometimes you
think.
struggle for content, Jason, and
I understand.
You have to bust out the
understand.
curl commands.
yeah, and you just you
Struggle
throw
for
whatever you
content.
find out there that you're willing to do at that moment.
That's exactly why
Actually,
the
You should tip Purism about that. Maybe they have a blog about it that you can SSH into your Librem 5 and check your weather.
That's right. That's
But
that's how simple it
unfortunately,
is.
if you did that, it would just crush your battery.
Yeah, your battery would be dead.
Hmm.
So I've switched all my machines. We were talking about distro hopping earlier, and I switched all my machines to MX19
right.
because they created an advanced hardware support ISO. And so all of the latest Ryzen, like the laptops I have and desktops, all have the latest Mesa drivers and kernel in there. And I thought this is just so cool that Dolphin did this. So I have switched my machine, including my main machine, from Arch to MX, and it's been running great right up until this live stream issue I came up across. Of course, the app image thankfully fixes it, but everything else has been running smooth up to that. But it's weird because Michael's had this Ryzen issue and OBS problem. Then I got a message from somebody else having it, saying their machine was locking and the mem thing was blowing up, and I helped them fix it with the app image. And now I didn't have it at Arch at all on any of my machines, but then moving to MX, I have it. So we think it's Mesa, but it doesn't make sense that it doesn't happen in pure Arch, but happens everywhere else. I don't know why, because they would all be on the latest Mesa.
What's that ingredient that's causing it?
Right. I think it also might be the latest distros might have seen the problem and addressed it or something, and like pulled in a backport or something like that. I don't know, but I've seen it. I haven't tried the latest Manjaro, but the previous one did have the problem still.
I mean, I'm running at the highest memory usage still that I've seen on this machine, period. That includes AAA gaming, which is at 34% of my memory being used right now. That's odd for me.
Well, Ryan, your problem is that you don't have RGB memory.
Yep, he's got it.
See, I have RGB memory, but I don't have that problem.
I actually have RGB memory. I just can't lift up my machine. Show you. I've got this is a pretty fancy build. Michael can attest, but it takes up I don't know.
When he says it's a beast, it's about 20% the room.
Yeah, it's huge.
What case is it?
Well, it's
the Thermaltake P1000 with it's an open case that you can hang on the wall if you had studs that were strong enough to support it. And but it's got the Radeon 7 in it and a 1,000-watt power supply and the Ryzen 9 3900X, and
man, that makes me miss my Radeon.
It's beasted
7.
out. The Radeon 7 is my favorite video card still by AMD. I had the 5700X and that, but Radeon 7 is just so. That's a good card, the 5700X, but Radeon 7 is just so dominant. It doesn't speed up. It doesn't get hot. It's just like, please try to make me work. Anytime you can get the fans to speed up, it's actually impressive.
I used to have a cheap graphic cards because I basically.
And you actually do important work, so there you go.
Well, I just need a CPU for compiling. That's the important.
I have all this fancy stuff and don't do important work. It's the world isn't fair.
He builds a beast of a computer, then plays Minecraft.
Exactly.
Yes.
Pixelated
Ryan,
games.
I'm gonna peg your hardware lust right now.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. What are you gonna show? There it is.
He's
the Radeon 7.
Ooh. Nice.
It is such a beautiful card.
And he has a desk plaque thing for it.
I know. I'm so jealous of that. You have no idea.
And there's the chip.
The only thing that would make that more awesome would be Lisa Sue's signature on the side of it.
Oh, that would be
the only thing would make it better is it being in my system, not sitting there on the freestanding.
I know, it's so sad. I actually have I have a cabinet of video cards.
Yep.
I've got room in this case. If you're ever feeling guilty about it not being used, I can just, put it on in.
What do you have right now, Wendy?
I have a RX 580.
That's respectable.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
but
good card. Yeah.
I could always use more.
Do you game or anything?
No, I don't game. I actually use my CPU. My husband does on this computer, but I actually use my CPU more for photo editing. That's the work that it does.
Okay, well, yeah, if you're doing photo and video editing, and doing a GPU, having a nice GPU does help because it helps.
It does.
The encoding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Michael, in my stream, is my chat disabled? Because I keep getting a message that my chat is disabled. That's really nice for everybody. Like, hey, join my stream, but you can't talk.
You're on YouTube?
Yeah.
Wait, so are you streaming a patron-only chat to your YouTube?
Yeah.
That's the work that it does.
Well, I could have done something like that, I guess.
Oh, crap. I went to check it, and now I'm the one making noise in the background.
YouTube, is it just DasGeek? Can I spell it?
I see chat on your stream.
Yeah, your chat works fine. I've been using it.
Weird. Every time I try to do the pop-out chat, it says your chat is disabled for this stream. I'm like, oh, that's real nice.
So do you have pop-out chat disabled for that stream?
Maybe because I'm still on the old video.
Yeah, I
It could be.
can put
I'm
I can
using
put the
the
chat out.
It's working fine here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it worked for me as well.
Thank
I just
you all
popped
for
it
checking. I appreciate it.
out. And I'm just a little
So it's
lagging
just you.
behind, so I'm still holding up my
I know,
stickers.
Yannick. I want Wendy's coffee too. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Good.
That is not a
It-
coffee. That is a dessert.
There's no sugar in it, so it's not sweet.
Was that foam
Yeah,
on top or
it's-
was that whipped cream?
That's foam.
That's what took you so long. You had to foam it up.
Mhm.
Now I want a coffee machine that does that.
No, you see my last name, right?
So
Yeah, it
speaking
says
about coffee,
Starbucks, so I know all about the foamy coffee.
you
Love the
tried
foamy coffee.
the Monster Energy salted caramel.
Wait, excuse me?
He almost dropped it.
Did you just say that salted caramel energy drink?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what he just said. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
iced coffee,
Mhm.
salted
okay.
caramel, energy drink from it is an espresso monster basically.
And
I'm
unless you get
actually
the cold
slightly
brews, it's
intrigued by
hard to
that.
find one that doesn't have a whole bunch of sugar in it. So I stick to making my own or the black cold brews.
Cold
Yeah.
brew
I
is
need to
best.
get a cold brew machine.
This has like 22% of my daily intake of sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which.
Your 22 is more like my 3.
Wait, are
And
we
it
talking
would
about
be
coffee
way
or bubbly?
exceeding.
Talking
We're
about
talking
sugar.
about sugar, amounts of sugar. It would be
Oh.
way exceeding my probably monthly, 3 monthly.
Well, sugar is one of my 7 basic pyramid food groups.
Zero.
Well, this is
And
basically
bubbly is like drive-by banana truck. Oh wait,
This
you're
is ba-
still trying to get that sponsor, huh?
Yeah. We're still trying. Well, I'm hedging my bets. I have the Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke machine, and then we got bubbly. So one of them are going to come give us a multi-million-dollar sponsorship. Whoever wants it
Nice.
first. I know they're fighting over it probably right now, but we're waiting for an official message. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
It's a
Right.
boxing match, actually.
It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge.
Huge.
Dr. Pepper.
Yes. Okay.
You don't believe us?
Yeah, of course. I do.
I'll
What
give
are
my
you doing,
friends a
Nate?
chance to get you a
What's
dollar a
Nate
week.
doing over there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, of course.
I'm just waiting
muted.
for.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's
Music,
huge.
Nate.
He's doing huge. That's what he's doing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just waiting for Monster to sponsor UB ports.
Yeah, that would
Or
be
me. I
Yeah.
guess.
Hey, who here has the Pine phone?
Cool. That's a good question.
I have 3 somewhere.
3.
Yeah.
He's got the developer, the
Okay.
the
He has 3,
board,
but they're
and
not-
the new and the Braveheart.
There's the Braveheart edition, and it has a case too.
Oh, you got the case.
Yep.
Nice. What, I was just asking because I'm wondering what's been your what distro has been your best experience on it.
Well, my opinion is kind of biased, I guess.
The UB ports guy, what is the best distro?
But to be clear, I also would say it just because even though he's here, it's not because it just happens to be the best version. Just saying. And I would say that not even just the Pine phone, just period.
Well, I think that's because they've been working on this for so long behind the
Well,
scenes,
yeah,
and then
for
the
sure.
phone comes along that would, take advantage of it, and boom, you've got the perfect formula here.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
think PinePhone has been one of our biggest challenges because of the switch to Wayland. So it has been pretty long road. But currently, I would say we are further along than what I expected on some components. But it's still missing a lot of the connection to the UI stuff, but most of the components, if not all, actually do work.
Like you can make phone calls, you can text message.
Actually,
mean,
that's
Can you make
also
phone calls on it now?
Yes, that's actually fixed in the latest version.
And it holds a battery charge.
Yes.
Wow. You guys are checking all the boxes of a phone.
You guys still
Wait, we
use
need to
your
make sure
cell phones to
we have
make
to
phone
clarify
calls?
something. Does it short circuit any of the board at all?
When you make a
Just,
call?
Is that just that's not normal?
I know that
Oh,
sounds
okay.
like a weird question,
No.
but
You
we
can
need to
make
know
a
the
call.
answer.
Alex in our Telegram group has made calls with it too. On,
Nice.
Yeah.
on Ubuntu Touch. Yeah.
Yeah, he said. I think he uses that as his primary now.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because that's what's on mine.
Whoa!
Nice.
Is that the Pine phone there, Jason?
Yeah, Braveheart edition.
See, that phone looks so good. You can't tell if that's an HTC or a Pine phone. I mean, they did a good job on that.
I have another one here.
What is
Oh,
that?
that's a little. Is that thicker or is that just
Thick,
a cake?
man. What
That's
is
a lot
that thing?
thicker.
That's the purism.
Gosh. No,
Pure
really?
symbolism. Yeah.
Holy moly, that's a
That's
brick.
a brick.
You can really see the difference even on a webcam. Jeez.
I need a doorstop.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, there's the difference.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my.
Oh wow.
It's like 3 of the other ones.
Dang.
The
Screenshotted.
no.
Screenshot.
Me in the background.
Does the Pine come with a standard operating system, or do you just have to install it yourself?
It comes with a base one, but you install whatever you want.
Does it? Because I couldn't get it to run.
Yeah.
Postmarket, right? It would just say loading Postmarket OS, and then it would go to like a self-check
Well,
screen.
it's a
and I
bare
couldn't-
bones thing.
That's the hardware factory test.
Yeah.
Braveheart only comes with the factory test, aka no OS.
Okay.
While the next version probably will come with another OS, with probably Ubuntu Touch, but we're not sure yet what the final one will be.
It should be a bunch of touch. It's just, you know.
I forgot the password
Windows
that
phone.
that I selected on. Oh my gosh.
But I can't wait to get my Pine
No.
phone. It's gonna be awesome.
Oh, you didn't
I need to
buy a
order
Braveheart?
one.
Yeah, just the whole virus shipping problems and stuff.
It really has a nice I mean, it's like the basic UI on this on Ubuntu Touch is really responsive. I like it.
Yes.
To me, it is. To me, it is.
But it's not up to standard compared to the other devices.
Don't be
so yes.
judgmental on your own thing.
He's being
We're not going to allow you
honest.
to have humility. We're not going to let that happen.
You need to, yeah, and you need to quit crap talking those developers. They work really hard on that.
An honest developer that doesn't
Exactly.
exist.
We need to support each other in the community, okay?
What was my password on this phone?
And if you don't like
Oh,
something,
no.
you should just work on it
Phablet,
and try to fix it.
probably.
Jason, try 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I was trying 1, 2, 3, 4. No. that
Well,
didn't work.
Phablet is the default password.
What is it?
Phablet.
Oh, maybe that's what it. Oh, you're amazing. That's what it is.
Well,
Yep.
It's still the default. Huh?
that's because I made the password.
Welcome to the UB Ports
Yeah, it's-
support
I mean,
chat.
it's great.
It's good.
I
It
thought-
I
looks
played
really
much.
good.
I haven't played much with it, but
I
do have
thought
a
you
SIM
guys
card
were
that goes with it.
advocates for security and things like that, and you don't change your default password.
Well, it's for development.
We don't
I
walk the
was-
walk, we just talk the talk, all right?
Do as I say, not as
Say
I
not
do.
as they do.
Yes, exactly. People come over to my house like, man, you must have a really complex password. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you're in.
Well, that's what I use on my daily driver. So, actually,
Yeah.
1111.
Actually, Ryan's password is Hunter2.
I don't get it.
Really?
What's Hunter 2?
Y'all know? Oh, okay. This is historical
Oh, boy.
memes
Oh,
of
boy.
IRC. There was a long time ago, like 95 or 96. There was an IRC chat where this guy was like coming in and trying to get tech support. He was like, my password wouldn't work, and the guy and somebody just trolls him and says, "Did you know that if you put your password into IRC, it will automatically put the asterisk and hide it for everybody, so you can just send it to the devs." So he puts in his password and it says Hunter2.
Oh,
And the guy
no.
goes, "See, all I saw was," and he just put a bunch of, asterisks in his message.
That's really funny.
That's
But the fact that you
IRC.
expected all of us to know that just proves how nerdy you are.
Okay, his new
Okay,
theme
that's
song
fair,
is by
but
Weird
still.
Al Yankovic. It's called White and Nerdy.
White
Yes. Yes.
So
Anytime you bring up
I
your-
acknowledge that
to win.
that point.
That's
and I
actually my ringtone on my phone is white and nerdy.
That's awesome.
So
I made
Alex
a,
is saying he really enjoys his Pine phone a lot. I think the Pine phone's been getting nothing but great love and reception from the Linux community. So
Yeah, that's what I've noticed too.
I need one. I really need one now.
You get a
Yeah.
lot of love
It's
if you
not- I mean, it's
actually are
not
just
quite
open
like-
about what you do.
It's
Yeah.
not quite ready for
Yes,
the
that's-
world.
mainstream.
Yeah.
It's not even. I wouldn't say it's ready for most of the enthusiasts either, because of the software situation currently. Because yes, you may be able to get away with using it as a daily driver, but that would be major pain to use right now.
See, I'll just use hardware addicts as an excuse that I need this phone.
There
Yes.
you go.
Which I'm kind of in trouble because my husband's been listening to the show, so I have to watch what I say on it now.
Oh yeah, isn't that so
Yeah.
dangerous?
It's
Yeah.
frustrating.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Oh,
Why do you
you
have to
can-
watch what you say? He's only listening.
Yeah, but if I'm trying to sneak in some hardware,
Yeah.
Well, take
It's
the
one
money.
thing to hide the bags to bring into your house. It's another thing when they listen to the podcast and find out you hid those bags and brought them into the house. Like, you know.
mhm, yeah.
Or
Take
you
the
can just
money you
say,
saved
"I'm getting
for
this hardware,
Deliveroo
dear.
5.
I need it."
And they'd be like, but then we need groceries and we need to feed those kids. And I'm like, that's your
Yeah.
problem. I want a new Ryzen.
Exactly, right?
They only need
You
one meal
do.
a day.
We knew kids needed food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they
It's
don't.
like
they'll be
watering
fine.
plants. Who knew plants needed water?
Yeah.
There's a reason we don't have house plants.
Yeah,
Actually,
but
two of
plants
my
don't need
kids are
waters,
in
they
a
just need
class called
electrolytes.
yeah. Two of my kids are in a class called plant propagation this year, so they've started bringing in different plants that in the class they're separating from the main plant. And I'm like, you guys, these aren't going to make it unless you learn how to take care of them because mom can't do it.
Yeah. But don't you live on a farm?
No. Well, and I can take care of animals,
Oh, yeah.
right? Animals are not a problem, but there is a reason that I don't run
Animals
a
and kids?
farm.
Gotcha.
We
Well-
have a garden, and the only reason why it produces anything every year is because my husband remembers to water it.
I think it would be different if the plants also made noise like animals. I think
That's
would.
true. Yeah. My
Yeah,
kids
but
make a lot of
cactus
noise
Something
when they
to
want
remind
fed.
you that they're still there and alive. Yeah.
Yeah, if an animal is hungry enough, they'll just come over and take a bite out of you, and then you'll know you need to feed them.
Yeah.
But what you should invest in is make your own Raspberry Pi system that notify you when it needs water.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'd be perfect. I could run right along this wall right in front of the computer. Hey, dummy, go water the garden.
And then she'll lean, turn around and yell at her husband, and say, "Go water the garden."
Go water the garden.
Well, I put this
Sit
new
up.
hardware into my computer.
So
Speaking of that, well, I guess I should save it for the show. But
I
Yeah.
thought the same thing, Wendy. I was about to say something. I was like, wait, I should save that for hardware addicts.
yeah,
Man,
Write it
Yeah.
down somewhere so you remember to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that's
show
I haven't
awesome.
even heard episode 4 yet. I'm so behind. I'm looking forward to hearing it.
It was fantastic, not biased at all.
Yes, absolutely.
Does that mean you won
Oh,
an
boy.
argument on that show? Is that why it was fantastic?
That never
Never
happens.
wins
What
an
are you
argument,
On that show, I'm basically the sponge of information. That's all I get. What's your opinion, Michael? Whatever yours is.
you have great questions. You have absolutely
That must be-
fantastic
I mean,
questions.
Yeah.
That must be like a completely different role for you.
It's very different. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
when he asked me to be it, I was like, yeah, that sounds interesting. I don't know anything about it. And it basically like flips it where all the other podcasts that I'm a part of is I'm on the expert side, and this one I'm on
Right.
the knowing nothing from the beginning. So I mean, I know
I
like
think
the
that's cool,
basics,
though.
but
Because you're kind of like more vulnerable and more. I don't know. It's nice to be a sponge
Yeah.
and learn all that new stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
he
you know?
flipped.
Yeah.
He flipped the script like I had when I joined DL. I didn't know this stuff. I was so reliant. Some cases still am on asking Michael, hey, what does this really mean? Break this down. And so flipping the script is kind of neat because he gets to be, but I was a sponge like he was for every time somebody said something, I was honing in and then nodding my head. Yeah, I understand that. And then going to Google, DuckDuckGo, and be like, what does that mean? Okay. All right. So
you can't see it in the audio version because it's an audio podcast, but when I'm soaking in the stuff, I'm not nodding my head. I'm just going, I have no idea what you're saying to me.
And then Wendy comes in with this hardcore hardware knowledge too, which has been awesome, bringing in the camera stuff and everything. It's really worked out. It's been really good dynamic.
Since when not knowing anything about something stops us from talking about it.
Exactly.
Right?
There you go.
Hence me part of a podcast today.
Speaking from your butt.
Well, I did a video series with my brother who does game design, and he had done videos by himself talking about video game creation and that type of stuff. But the problem was he was speaking to people who would have already known what level to make video games. That's where he was at. So when we did the video collaboration together, it was really popular because I'm in the background going, what do you mean when you're splitting those shaders or this guy, so he's having to go into in those topics. And Michael does the same thing for Hardware Addicts, where he's asking these questions where I know a couple times he's done it to Wendy and me where we pause for a second, like, dang, I didn't think about going there. That's a really good question.
It's funny because
we have a question here. Question in the chat.
Oh, in the chat? What's up?
When you guys think of a thing for content or literally whatever, what do you use to write it down in a way that is highly valuable? Ages ago, I used my notifications just covered this up. Ages ago, I used Evernote. For work, I use Google Keep. I'm looking for something a bit more open sourcey.
So for us on Destination Linux, Hardware Addicts, DasGeek Channel, and TuxDigital, we all use Kodi MD for all of our show notes. And so there's a free version called HackMD, which Michael uses for his...
they're both... Okay. HackMD is the commercial side of KodiMD. KodiMD was created from the HackMD developers, and they made it their KodiMD is CODI, and it's a collaborative text editor sort of thing. That is what's amazing about it is that it's kind of like Etherpad but good, and
awesome, man.
It has not only does it have the value of being collaborative text, it also has text editor functionality for Sublime, Vim, and Emacs. So you can actually write code together through this in a collaborative structure. And it has shortcut functionalities between all of those things. So you can have like the features of like Sublime Text has this amazing multiple cursors feature that has so many different variables that you can do custom stuff, and it's all translatable to Kodi. It is fantastic.
Nice.
So HackMD is the commercial version where you can just sign up and use it. KodiMD is the one you self-host. And it's a fantastic piece of software. It's not for everybody because you have to, have your own servers and that stuff unless you use the HackMD one. But
you still have to use markup language.
Markdown,
I recommend,
but yes.
Yeah, I recommend everybody learn that.
Hey, Zeb's here. Hey,
Markdown language.
Zeb!
Just to finish answering that question on my end, it's way simpler, but I use Standard Notes. It's kind of my idea dump software. I mean, anytime I have an idea or like I just want to get a basic outline of something, it's Standard Notes because it's free, it's open source, it's really flexible, it's on every device possible. So, the second that I finish typing it in my laptop or desktop, it's synced with my phone, and that's what I use.
On a personal nature, I use Joplin.
Same.
And
I use Joplin.
So Joplin is, but Standard Notes is hugely popular, Jason. I know Popey and a lot of others swear by it.
Yeah, I heard about it.
It's really Popey. Whatever you get into the habit of using. There's a lot of good ones. For instance, I use Simple Note just up until the last couple of weeks when I switched to Joplin. Simple Note's super simple, like its name says, and doesn't have barely any features except tagging, but it's what I've used since the channel was basically founded. So
what does Joplin give you that Simple Notes didn't? Why'd you switch?
It gives you notebook structure.
That's it, notebook structure.
You can do notebooks and you can do sub notebooks, and you can categorize in a folder style, plus tags and labels. And it also has the best thing about Joplin, in my opinion, is that it has encryption. So you can put that encrypted
nice.
data onto Dropbox and not have to worry that your files are being watched by Dropbox because they can't see it anyway. And all you do is have an encryption key.
Well.
Zeb, hold on. Zeb, is that you?
Yeah, Standard Notes has encryption as well.
Yeah,
Does
but so Standard Notes does it work with other like Dropbox and etc.?
I have no idea. I don't use Dropbox.
Okay. I haven't tested Standard Notes that much, but it was a long time ago. It's a good thing. It was just I like this. The difference between Standard Notes and Joplin is Standard Notes is more for the Evernote style kind of doing it, and Joplin is more for like the markdown code editing style. Okay. It's not actual code writing, but it's a more
that style.
Standard Notes is a replacement for the old Post-it note on your monitor at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a really good way of describing it. I like that.
And the fact that
it's searchable though too. That's what I like is it's the search functionality in there because I've got so many now.
Yeah, and I can have it on my phone as well. So
yeah, exactly.
It matches the two.
Yeah, Joplin also has search and also has phone apps. Just saying.
So Marius, we're getting a
well, I'm not going to switch
in...
because I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah, I'm not saying you should switch. I actually don't think. I think this is more of like I think Joplin is great, but it does have flaws for the type of user depending because like the whole reliance on Markdown is not great for everybody because it's if you're comfortable with Markdown and it's fast to use Markdown for you, then you're totally fine with using it. But if you want to do the WYSIWYG style, that's not really what Joplin's about. But actually the main reason I don't know if this works with Standard Notes or not, but the main reason I love the encryption part, but the main reason I use Joplin is it allows me to use WebDAV for my self-hosting, and WebDAV allows me to have a single server syncing, but not on the public internet. It's on a back-end version of my server, so the only way to actually get to it is to have authentication through WebDAV. So there is no way that anybody could do it unless they somehow broke into my server.
Which I've done multiple times.
That was you?
So, Marius, we're getting a request for the Pine phone that there's no, and I've heard this multiple times, so I was going to bring it up. There's no podcast app on it, on the Ubuntu Touch.
There is, but there isn't.
Well, there is.
Vocal? Vocal
but it's not
like
compiled for ARM64 yet.
Right.
And I'm not the maintainer of that, so I can't.
So I can give you some information about that, though. So for Podbird is the Ubuntu Touch podcast app. It only works on 32-bit, as Marius said, but it actually hasn't been updated in a long time. However, it's being forked, and I talked to the developer who's forking it and helped him even name the new one. And it's not. He doesn't have a build yet to actually use on the Pine phone anyway. So I'm just letting you know it is being worked on. There will be one at some point.
Does Podbird let you import OPML?
It does support OPML, but I don't know to what degree. However, I would say that Podbird is.
But if it does at all,
basic.
it's probably good enough because I could go.
You've got to be really careful how you say that though, because who would want to import opium? PML. Yeah.
Because I guess what I could do is I could go to my Pocket Casts account, export the OPML, and then import the OPML to Podbird on my PinePhone.
In theory, but I would also not the PinePhone because Podbird won't support it regardless because PinePhone is 64-bit and Podbird only works for 32-bit.
But I could.
So there is no solution yet.
No, there's the fork of Podbird is going to be 64-bit as well, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
But it's in the works, right?
Yeah, it is being worked on.
That's okay.
And I have talked to the developer who's working on it, and he's also already made a few other things that were really good, like the TweetDeck app on Ubuntu Touch. He made that, and it's fantastic.
Wait,
you can have TweetDeck on the mobile. Yes, exactly.
Oh my god!
I know. Any Twitter person goes, what?
I think he just got geek sweats. Did you hear that?
I did.
His reaction was the exact same reaction I had when I found it. I was like, "Ooh, I can have TweetDeck? What?
Yeah.
What are you doing, Kat?
Because like okay, maybe I'm just judgmental, but Jason, do you have any Twitter app that you like on Android, or are they all garbage?
They're all garbage.
Exactly.
I don't use Twitter. I don't use I will sometimes.
Yeah, you kind of have to, but
I have my customized TweetDeck full spread, columns and filters, and yeah, it's
beautiful.
Maybe it's different if you're only running one account, right? Which is probably most people.
No, because you still should use TweetDeck just so you can have the different columns of different searches and stuff. Like you still should have TweetDeck regardless, always.
Well, that's true. That is true.
But like it's great on the phone version.
Michael's not opinionated at all. If you
yeah, okay. But to be fair, he actually has confirmed, because his reaction confirmed the fact that TweetDeck is amazing. So it's not just.
I love that reaction. You get that excited. I would love for the developers to see how excited he was about their app. Like that's the stuff that devs need to see, right? Like
I'll send him a copy of this.
Yeah, you should.
Jason,
just that screen cap.
How do you fill up those 859 tweet columns on your 49-inch behemoth?
You know what? Hold on.
So
share and show.
I actually just compile it for ARM64 and I'm sending it in the
nice
the Telegram group.
It's actually it does not fill the screen. Man, I need to work on that.
Wait, you're getting us an exclusive in Destination Linux Telegram group?
Yes.
An exclusive app that nobody else has access to?
Currently, yes, I guess.
That's pretty cool. I think people should join the Destination Linux Telegram group to get exclusive stuff.
That's a good idea. You should go to destinationlinux.network/telegram.
I think Marius should also join the Linux for Everyone Telegram group.
Yeah.
The second beta of the stall app. It's all okay.
What's the link for that?
Oh, I'll put it right here in the chat.
So yeah, Podbird.
You know what I just noticed,
Michael?
Nice.
What?
Someone in our Telegram group. I pulled up Telegram group and it says Microsoft is typing. We have somebody who named themselves Microsoft.
His name is Microsoft Security.
Oh, I saw that in there.
That's so funny.
There you go.
I think it's running Peppermint.
I just sent it to the group chat now.
Nice.
Awesome.
Oh, there.
But so like I know this is it's just so good. But TweetDeck on Ubuntu Touch is like one of the reasons to use Ubuntu Touch for me, and it works exactly how you want it to, where it has the single column, this width of the phone. So it does like just you scroll it and has the full size column like right exactly positioned properly, and it's so good. It's how it should be. It's just how it should be. Anyway,
thank you for letting me know, because I'm gonna be even more of a Twitter warrior now. So.
Quick question while I've got all you clever people in here.
What's up, Zeb?
Peppermint OS, okay?
Okay.
It's an LLC created by two guys in America who then handed it over to Mark Greaves in the UK. Mark has always said the Peppermint logo and all the Peppermint artwork is his copyright. Is that correct? Because it's an LLC?
It depends, because it depends on who created those logos and where the ownership was
how
provided.
they registered them.
Yeah, the ownership was given by Kendall and the other guy who created Peppermint in full and 100% perpetuity, whatever you call it, to Mark Greaves. So now it belongs to his family. The only reason I ask is there's some rather clever person out there who's remastered Peppermint on 2004. And he says it runs really, really well. And I've said, I'm really pleased for you. But did you go to the Peppermint forums and ask permission to use their artwork? And he reckons he doesn't have to. And yet, if you go to the Peppermint website, it has copyright. Peppermint LLC,
in regards to who owns it, that can be more complicated. But in regards to someone having ownership versus this person using it, they absolutely do not have the right to use the name or the branding, because whoever owns
it, because it's copyrighted.
Yeah, because you basically in the US you automatically have copyright when you create something, and with like there's a difference between copyright and trademark though. But at the same time, trademark applies to the name of it, the way the logo looks, the usage of the logo, that kind of thing. So they don't have the right to use it unless given permission to do so.
Cool. That's all right, because when he puts his video up, I'm just going to rip him a fresh one.
I'm sorry, Zeb.
I mean, I'm really looking forward. I'm really excited about the fact that he's created Pep on 2004, because it's like, wow.
Well, that's really cool, but maybe do a spin on the artwork instead of just.
But no, he was spouting off in an EB stream about he's been creating software since 1989. It hasn't got the word Linux in it. It's not registered with the Linux Foundation. Therefore, there's no copyright. Blah blah blah. And I think he just didn't understand the difference between.
That's ridiculous.
That's nonsense. That's complete nonsense.
Yeah. So
I would never do something like that. I have a new podcast called Linux for Everyone's, and we have a really cool logo. It looks like a mic or USB stick, but
and to be clear, it's the number one to avoid copyright problems.
Yes,
Also, you know what's interesting about that logo is I have had at least 5 to 7 people when I asked, what do you think this logo is, and a lot of them said the that little flip comb that's like a switchblade.
Oh
right?
yeah,
it's like a switchblade with a flip comb.
Yeah,
they said it looks like that. So
interesting.
Yeah.
I was in Cracker Barrel the other day, and they had one of those flip blade combs, and it just took me back to school because if you had one of those when you were in school, you were it. Like you were legit. People were like, man, that guy's got a switchblade comb. He's something. He's gonna be someone someday. I almost.
So did you have a switchblade cloth? So you could.
I had a real switchblade, but probably wrong.
No, so
wrong
you
string
couldn't
for
comb
that.
your hair, could you? Unless you combed your beard.
Well, I did. That's why my head's completely shaved. I used the switchblade. Thought it was the comb. It was the wrong thing.
It was a knife.
Turns out it was the knife version. So Zeb, how you been?
Yeah, I've been digging in. Yesterday was a bad day because it was Mark's funeral day. But it's the community that's kept me going. I've been getting little Telegram messages from all and sundry just saying, come on, chin up, you'll be fine, you'll get over it. It's just the community is really, really good. But at the moment, I still break down too much. I still just, I'm sitting here now on the peppermint and I'll just look at something and think, Mark created that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yep.
Well, it's been good seeing you doing some live streams, and if anybody can cheer you up, it's EB. So I see you doing some live streams with EB, and that's always good for healing your soul.
Yeah, no, he's an absolute nutter, but I think he's my soul buddy at the moment.
God, I miss those English terms, man. I miss those English terms. A nutter.
We often have chin wags, but we don't even acknowledge the value of their chin wagging.
Yeah.
So what's this about? I'm Italian.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So
what?
I'm sorry, Zeb. I want to apologize to you personally that this happened because I don't put up with people trolling each other on Destination Linux.
Yeah, he would never do that.
I do not like that at all. I think you should
Baloney!
be kind to
Baloney!
What was that? Somebody has a bad cough. You might have the coronavirus.
Did you make it up to try and get me to come on?
No, Noah had this thing where he was really set. It was like a random Noah thought where he was like, because we were talking about how we missed you and some of your sayings, and Noah goes, "You ever wondered if he's really English?" And we're all like, Michael and I are like,
what?
Normally it's probably 3 hours into a DL stream, like always.
Yeah, where the
where he
delirious
brings this up.
sets in. Yeah.
Yeah, we're delirious. And he's just like, I don't know. What if he's Italian and he just puts on this accent? And I said, that's a great question. Let me ask him right now. And so I started sending you the messages, and then Zeb puts just one GIF back, and it's a guy going to back of his car, getting out a bat. And walking
I'm sorry.
Which is a very Italian thing to do,
sorry,
right?
hold on.
That's what Noah said.
Back up 1 second. And did you just say GIF?
Yeah. The proper pronunciation is
No,
GIF.
Jason's correct. You need to get banned from the stream.
GIF.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I. don't have
What's this GIF you're talking about?
It's a
GIF.
peanut butter from America.
No,
Peanut
it's
butter.
GIF.
Yeah, and they
It's
actually
Jif.
have the peanut butter and the company Jif going together to get the right
Oh, you
pronunciation.
mean a little picture, a GIF?
I thought
Yeah,
we've
GIF.
solved
Not a
this as a
GIF.
tech community already. It's GIF. Everybody's
No,
agreed
it's
it's
GIF.
GIF.
Ryan,
GIF.
How do you say the
Ryan.
word? How do you say the word graphics?
Double?
It's
Graphics.
giraffix.
And what is GIF? And what is the first
Graphics.
word of GIF? What's that stand for?
G.
Peanut butter.
And what's it stand for?
It stands for peanut butter.
The letter G.
Graphics, right?
Okay,
Graphics.
so this is the
Format.
argument.
Format.
This is an argument that will never
Graphics
end.
Is an R is a gr
Graphics,
because there's an
GIF.
R there.
This is like the
So
Emacs
GIF
versus Vim
is a
debate.
G because there's an I there. GIF, graphics. It's what It's what follows the letter that helps you pronounce it.
Do you know why this problem was created?
Yeah.
Why this is even a thing? Because the guy who created it is evil. He purposely made
So when I
the name
talk
of it.
when I talk about a certain photo editing software, should I be calling it GIMP?
Yes.
It would be
Actually,
it would
that
be
would actually- that would
1,000
actually
times
improve
better
the
if you
name.
did. Honestly,
Yes. I think we're all gonna do that. Jump.
it is now
Please,
GIMP. It is now
Yeah.
No,
GIMP.
it's definitely not. It's
Forever.
definitely not a GIF. It's a GIF. Yeah.
Jason,
not-
you just came up
it's
with the
not no.
greatest troll ever to get them to finally change the name. We all just call it GIMP.
Everyone call it GIMP.
Yeah. You guys on the next episode, Ryan, you should start talking
Oh,
about
I will.
how you were
GIMP.
sending GIFs back and forth, right? And then have a
Using
little short
GIMP. I
segment
created
on,
the GIFs
on the
in GIMP.
on an update to GIMP.
Make sure you
or
give
something.
instructions to install GIMP.
Oh boy.
Also,
People will
it's
be
not,
like, "How do you
it's not
spell
GNOME,
that program
it's
he's
Yome.
using?"
No,
GNOME.
Yome.
Because that really hit home with the UK people because we just had Pancake Day over here, Shrove Tuesday, and we put GIF
Pancake
lemon on
Day.
JIFF.
Wait a minute, because this might make me move to the UK. You guys have Pancake Day?
Pancake
We have-
day.
It's called Shrove Tuesday.
Oh, it's Mardi
What are
Gras.
pancakes like in the UK? Are they thick?
They were stick or as thin as you want to make them, but if you go to like an attempt at a Waffle House, they're absolute crap. They're not
Well, it's
good at
because
all.
they're supposed to make waffles.
It's
Not
because the
pancakes.
Waffle House in the UK is not a real Waffle House. You have to
You
go
guys
to the
put
South
Jif on your
US for that
pancakes?
stuff.
Jif peanut butter? That's pretty good.
Peanut
Smothered,
butter. No,
get
no,
it
no.
smothered and
Butter.
covered.
We put
Smothered.
Jif lemon squeeze and then we sprinkle sugar over the top of it.
Oh, look at that.
Mm.
So
I
peanut
still
butter
say
lemon
Punch
squeeze.
Keys.
No,
I s-
it's not peanut butter. But that
I
sounds
still
really good.
say I still say punchkis are better.
What are poonskis?
Punchki.
What's a
It's
poonski?
a
No idea.
it's like a donut that's overfilled with either a different type of jelly or custard.
Mm.
Well,
Sounds
every
good.
donut should be overfilled with something. That sounds amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Oh my gosh, they had this donut at Dunkin' that had like filled with Reese's Pieces, like cream inside, and I was just like, "This is so deadly! Like, I just can't stop eating."
Well, like
Hey,
you
are
all
you guys
should come
gonna- well, let me
to
put this in
Brussels
chat.
next year at Fosdem and taste those waffles. That's
Yeah.
perfection.
Wait,
Like-
Belgian waffles? What
Yes.
What is that saying?
Nobody's ever
Yeah.
heard of it before.
That's perfection.
I would
I've-
hope so.
I've had
It's
a
kinda like
Belgian
you go to
waffles
Wisconsin, they better
from,
have good
like
cheese.
Walmart.
You know?
Does that count?
No, no, no.
Call it
that-
Belgian.
Great value.
Yeah, great
No,
value
no.
Belgian.
No, the thing is that nothing can compare to those. Like the things that you buy at the shop is dry compared to this.
Wow.
Well, but that
Wow.
okay. See, this is not fair.
Would you
'cause-
be willing to
you-
fly us out there to prove your point?
Yeah, exactly. How much do you care about this statement?
Are you guys willing to hop on my plane?
I'm
Did you
kidding.
build it?
I'm,
You're flying us?
I'm worried
Is
about
this
what
like
that
a rubber
means.
band and wood tied together type of thing, or like?
Yes.
He's like, it's
something like
it's
that.
a plane, but really catapult.
Yeah, well, it takes you from one place to another through the air. So, what's the difference?
It's the Russian plane. Don't worry about it.
Oh, love it.
Just make
All
sure
right.
you find a tunnel through the Alps because it's never going to make it over the top of the Alps.
Well, we are going that way though, like through the Alps. That's a longer way than going through the Atlantic.
You've already
Ocean.
figured out how to catapult us safely from.
That's so kind of you.
He's like, no, I've mapped it out. When they hit maximum trajectory,
And they're gonna
It'll be
land
fun.
right on a perfect batch of snow. It's gonna be perfect.
Yes. And the brain power is gonna be the Librem 5 of the. of
Now
the
I'm
Origin.
scared. I wasn't scared previously, but now.
I think I saw a movie about this. It was called Angry Birds.
Yes.
Actually, but do they actually use the catapult in the movie? I don't remember.
That's a slingshot, I guess.
Yeah.
But
Did they make
close
an
enough.
Angry Bird movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Unfortunately.
I never saw that.
Yeah.
Nope. I had no desire. I passed that one up.
2 movies.
Well, I thought the emoji movie was bad, but jeez.
Yeah, we haven't seen that one. I have kids, and there are some movies that I've said absolutely no to, and
Yeah,
that's
don't-
one
don't-
we're not watching.
Yeah, don't see it. It's
I've said no.
you will have nightmares. For
The
rest
Angry
of your
Bird movie
life.
is not that bad. It's just bad.
No, that's one my kids have seen. Speaking of that, they watched the second one today.
Oh, there's a second one.
Yeah, there's a second one.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
But I asked my husband when they turned it on, I'm like, did you imagine when this small group of people built this stupid game for a phone that it would become not only all the merch and movies?
Not only would it get a movie, we get a sequel.
Yeah, exactly.
We need a Flappy Bird movie.
Getting a movie is already a huge thing, but getting a sequel is just like, the best thing in the world.
I don't know. There were a million Jason movies, and I don't think a single one of them were good. So.
I agree.
Speaking about movies, I saw the best thing that made my life yesterday. Ubuntu Touch was in a TV series.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Which one?
Which one?
What's that?
I need to find it again now because I don't remember.
Yeah, we need to promote that on Twitter and stuff too.
It's in
So Europe,
Mr. Robot.
42. I will forward it to the
What's it called?
Yeah.
Unit 42.
Unit 42. Wow.
42.
That sounds familiar.
Now, was it a bad guy that had used super encryption to keep the cops away from his stuff, and they like pull up Ubuntu Touch and?
It's actually kind of like that.
Of course, naturally,
yeah.
yes.
It's a nerd movie, so
Yeah, the super hacker did it.
It's a Belgian series.
See, you can bypass the bubbly and come out with your own app, and then you have the Destination Linux movie.
I love your idea, Larry, but Marius here made us our own app, actually. We already have an app out there. If you guys want to go check it out, it is, and I'm not joking, I literally am not joking, he created a stool app for Michael. So we have an app where you can look at different stools for the Destination Linux network out there.
Also,
you guys see Michael's face?
No, it's actually kind of
really
better.
He did create it.
I think in Marius, didn't you have a thing where when you hit the stool, it's only $9?
Yes, I took clips from that podcast and I put it in, and when you press it, it sometimes says it's only $9, and then it's a good buy.
We've seen the show. Listen, we've seen the show, grow in the thousands of listeners, tens of thousands of listeners, all this stuff, and it's been exciting the whole time. But the moment I truly felt like we made it was when he made that app. That's when I was like, "We're here. We've accomplished everything we've set out for.
Our goals are complete."
Yeah.
Thank God you're gonna stop now.
Yep. There's no other.
Now it's just downhill from here.
Yeah, exactly. What else can you accomplish from there?
A bubbly sponsorship.
Yeah. A bubbly sponsorship. One of our listeners works for Pepsi, and I'm just kind of putting that out there that one of our patrons specifically, that it would be nice if they would be working on that in the back end to get us that Pepsi sponsorship. Just saying.
Yeah, because they totally talk to the corporate office.
Yeah, yeah, corporate offices are open.
They have
you just go into the
executive phone
CEO's
numbers and
office
stuff,
and
yeah.
walk in, and you're like, "Hey, there's this podcast full of hackers. You might have seen them on Unit 42. Just go."
Well, how far
I'm not sure this show ever left Europe.
Where do you get the app, by the way? I want to download it.
I currently only have it locally, but I plan to post it on the open store soon.
The open store.
Yeah.
Yep, we've accomplished something big, Michael.
Speaking
Yep.
about new apps,
We've convinced
which is kinda
people to
cool.
troll us on an app. That's
There's
such
a, there's a Tor browser now on Ubuntu Touch.
Oh, you got a Tor
Nice.
browser?
Nice. Is it based on Morph, or is it like a
Yes.
Nice?
It's a purple morph.
You could have something like the first one to prove they've tapped the app 1,000 times gets free Patreon for a week so they can watch the show.
I like that idea. We should create competition around it. We really need to push this app because it's going to grow.
Could you put a leaderboard into the app, Maurice?
Yes.
A leaderboard? Oh, that would be so genius.
Yes. Actually, so you guys, you know, I'm gonna waste time on this now. You realize that?
I'm sorry, Ubuntu Ubuntu Touch users. We're very sorry.
There's that whole game genre that's just about how fast you can click, and now we turned it into a game. It's a full video game.
And then there's going to be a movie based on it at some point.
And a sequel.
Rocket Stool.
Rocket
And then,
Stool.
then you'll have the one where when you actually tap the stool, it drops down, bounces up, and moves slightly on the screen. So you've got to get the right tap position. So you'll be following this stool all around the screen as it
bounces around.
Does a little bounce.
Wow.
Right. So when you tap the screen, you are pumping the stool up, and when you stop pressing the screen, the stool goes down slowly.
Yeah, and in the text it says, in case you don't know if you want to sit or stand. Right?
And when the stool gets towards the top of the screen, it's like, mind the hair.
Wow.
I still think we need the zapper installed on Michael's stool, so every time he sits down, it zaps Ryan.
Oh, please. He doesn't ever sit on
Zaps Ryan, yeah, for sure. If we're Oh, okay. I thought it was going to zap me, and I was like, I don't want to do that.
No, it won't zap you. The
it's just to let Ryan know that I'm sitting on it. Yeah,
wait, I didn't understand that part, Wendy.
It's much more fun to
zap
zap Michael, though, because when he sits down, that's when it sets him.
Yeah, if
he doesn't sit on that thing ever. That thing is
that proves that I do.
No, look at it.
You would be zapped. I'd be proving it to you every single day.
I guarantee you, if you move your webcam and you move that stool, there will be indentions in the carpet from the feet of that stool.
That is not. That is one. It doesn't have feet. It has a singular base. See,
there will be a base.
But
look
no.
at your puppy. Look at your puppy.
It's hardly a puppy.
Happy dog.
Oh, they're always puppies. Even my 90-pound Labrador is a puppy.
I got one like that, but it's white.
Is that a lab?
Yeah, chocolate lab.
I love
Or
labs.
as we say here, chocolatiza.
I say that too.
No, you don't.
Does now.
I could attempt to repeat it anyway.
I'm gonna have to go, guys.
You are filthy. Yeah, I'm gonna get going
Later.
too.
Yeah,
You hardly trolled us. I feel like you haven't fulfilled your goal here. Your troll quota.
I've lost my touch.
I know. You have to get back to it,
We need
man.
more caffeine.
Yeah, I need to get back into trolling. Yeah.
Download the stool app, get your touch back, you'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Bye.
The troll will be in the app.
See you, Yannick.
Evening, everybody. Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go too. Decompress a bit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Before you go, let's let everyone know. Check out Linux for Everyone, the podcast.
Definitely.
Also, you got a YouTube channel out there, Jason. You might want to plug.
Yeah. YouTube.com/Linux for everyone.
There you
Linux
go.
for
You get
the number
podcast
4
there, and you get the videos there all under one roof.
And you've been teasing people with some make it Linux thing. What's going on there, Jason? Are you going to tell us?
Well, it's out there. It's out there.
Okay, all right. I see more coming soon. I just didn't know if you wanted to drop some hits for the patrons. Okay,
there will be much more. It's if I had to sum it up, who here agrees that Linux marketing sucks or doesn't exist?
I think all of us do.
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is an effort to change that.
Awesome.
Your distro's
To
wars
have
was
like very high production quality promotional content for a variety of projects, basically.
Sweet.
Cool.
That's
So
awesome.
the first one will be coming next month. It's a gaming video. It's about 3 minutes long, and you guys might actually know the creator. His name's Mark, and he did Slash Games. He did a video called Slash Games.
Yeah, he also used to work for Feral, and now works
We've
for
had him on the
Unity.
show, haven't we, Mark?
Yeah, he was on the show.
Yeah, and he's also he's an independent contractor with Valve as well.
Oh,
So
really? I
he's-
didn't know that
he's-
part. That's awesome.
He's incredible. I mean, he has made this with the help of a bunch of community members submitting clips, and it's just. I've seen it like 40 times, and I get chills. That's no exaggeration.
Is that
I
Mark
get chills every
DeLoles or
time.
something? Mark
Yeah.
Deluzio.
Deluzio. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Nice. Very
Yeah.
Nice
awesome.
one.
Well,
I forgot what
check out
episode he was
Jason's
on.
Content. And
But on your
you know,
on your next video, Jason, you have to lose the wording wars because we
The
don't
what?
have wars in Linux. You had Distro Wars.
Install Wars.
WARS.
Oh, Install Wars.
Yeah, but
Install Wars.
But his Install Wars also was like Linux versus Windows, so it kind of is a war.
Yeah, that's
yeah. But just as well, he didn't choose Endeavour. Did you get my message I sent you?
Yeah.
Windows comes in at 7 minutes. Endeavour took 13.
And you were doing that in a VM, right? I mean, you've got
no, that was native on my SSD.
On your Threadripper system?
Yeah.
And your CPU is insane compared to mine.
But I think it's just the way. I think it was a very old version of Calamares. They've got a new ISO coming out next month, so I shall check that to see if it's sped up. Because Salient OS installs in about 3 minutes.
You know, Philip from Manjaro, he was telling me, I showed him that video, and he said something about them switching to a new kind of compression, and it's way over my head.
ZSTD.
But
yeah.
I think it was ZSTD. They switched to this ZSTD compression, and they know it's faster now, and it's like
it's about 45% faster typically. Yeah, and it's also a lot smaller too. It's a lot smaller compression, and it's a really good compression algorithm. It's quite good, and made by Facebook.
Ew! Gross.
Yeah, that's just put a
I
big
think you
down.
just ruined everything. Last little bit. Hit my Facebook. Okay.
It's technically it's open source, and it has been kind of taken over away for a little bit from Facebook or whatever, but they still have their very big contributors to it. But they initiated it.
So it's literally the one good thing that Facebook has contributed.
Pretty much.
Yes, to society. Period.
Okay. But this is the thing that I see a lot is that people don't use the components because it's made by Facebook, and the same also happens with Canonical and Microsoft.
That's true.
Just because it's made by them, people.
Yeah,
don't
but
use
let's
it.
not loop Facebook in with Canonical.
Yeah,
and
Canonical
Microsoft,
actually cares, and Facebook just wants to take
Facebook
everything you can possibly give them, even if you don't want to give it.
Complete human garbage, and
But you don't give them any by using their open source component, though.
I don't know. I get scared that I would need to stare at that code for a long time and be like, what are they doing here?
Well, I think it's become an independent project now, but they initiated it. Like, I haven't looked too far into the involvement they still have. I know they're still involved. Just don't know what degree it is. But it is still quite a good algorithm. Like the compression that I've tested with it, it improves a lot. It's kind of the point where a lot of projects are going to be using it, almost guaranteed.
It's an amazing piece of engineering.
Yeah.
But if you want a quicker installer, Jason, if you haven't already done it, install Solus.
Solus is crazy install fat, and also boot speed in Solus is insane.
You are probably the fifth person to tell me that in 24 hours.
Yeah. Well, on my system, every single time Solus will install you fill in all the bits and then you go, and it completes in under 90 seconds.
Oh,
I'm in love with Solus right now, man. It is really, really good.
Well,
the only thing I'll say about Solus is their EOPK package.
EOPKG, yeah.
Was a major hurdle because there was just software you couldn't get that you needed back in the day. But because of snaps, Flatpaks, and app images, that hurdle is gone. Like, you can now, if you're not opposed to those universal packages, you can now get everything you need between EOPKG and the universal packages. So you can, and it's so fast and snappy, and it's good, man.
Yeah,
and what's the Solus ISO size? It's about 2 gigs, right?
Yeah. It's about that average size now. But like the crazy thing is like the boot times for Solus.
A little bit.
Yeah. I think Manjaro has like 2.5, but the biggest one is easily OpenSUSE. So they have like a 5 gig one. That's
as big as Windows 10.
Yeah. The difference between OpenSUSE has GNOME, Plasma, XFCE, and the full suite all in the same ISO.
When you talk about all those, though, and you talk about snappiness, to me, the standard is Arch. If you get a pure Arch install, that is the fastest,
do you use Arch, Brian?
Setup.
I don't remember.
Well, this is where I'm going with that.
Arch,
but
by the way.
the thing that I would say is the next standard there, or very well could become the new standard, is Solus. Like, out of OpenSUSE to Tumbleweed, which I love, MXAHS, which I love, all of that, Solus is so snappy that I feel like, man, this might actually be faster than a pure Arch install. Like,
all right, here's
boot times too.
how the next episode of Install Wars will work, or whatever it's going to be called. Ryan, you install pure Arch, and Michael, you install Solus.
I like that
and
challenge.
We'll see who wins.
I'm going to be installing Solus anyway.
I'm using an install script, so I'll win this challenge.
Will you still even win with a script?
Yeah,
the install
I think
script
so.
is not pure Arch. Pure Arch means you have to suffer and do it manually.
Yeah, you have to.
Shut up, Zeb. Who invited you?
Hey, okay. Ryan does Arch. Michael, you do Gen 2.
Yes,
no.
now that's fair. That's totally.
I will
fair.
do Gen 2 if he does LFS.
Oh my God, Linux from scratch. Oh
Yep.
my God.
You get to,
Oh boy.
That's the one I
You
haven't
realise
tackled.
that
I've
if
done
either
Gen
of
2.
you two mention that on the podcast, you'll not hear the end of it from Serge.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Well-
so just don't mention. Don't mention.
It's like
Gen 2.
mentioning Plasma with Michael around.
well, the difference is I actually have used Gen 2 and LFS before, but
See you, Jason.
I don't want
See you
to
later,
anymore.
Jason.
See you, Jason.
So when we speak about installing, nothing beats Ubuntu Touch installer, though.
That's true.
Yes,
You just
press
click a
it.
button and it's done.
Yeah.
You guys, you have no idea how amazing that is. Honestly, like your ability to get Ubuntu Touch on the device with a click of a button is one of, because I've played with all of these, side load operating systems well before I went into Linux constantly, and it was just such a. I remember when I was
Yeah.
going to put Ubuntu Touch on the Nexus I bought for the first time. I'm like, here we go. I got to get in the terminal, type in all these special commands, unlock the bootloader. No. You just download that and click the button. Like, really? You guys nailed that. That's freaking awesome.
That was one of the things in the beginning that we said we need to remove this barrier, because that's what was stopping a lot of people of trying out Ubuntu Touch. Especially because it was made before Canonical dropped it, and we wanted a much easier way to install the ports that we made back then, and that's where it comes from, and then just evolved into what it is today.
It's so good. What you guys did there is incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Shout out to Jan. He has done amazing work on that.
Yep. All right. Well, this is our first patron chat. So are we going to do this on a regular basis, Michael, with all the DLN creators? Huh? You're muted.
You're muted. I mean, I was actually, but
How dare you?
but things happen sometimes, and sometimes I mess up. But yes, we are going to be doing this on a more consistent basis. How often that will be has not been decided
once a month,
yet.
we're thinking.
But yeah, once a month is what we're aiming for. And
if you all like it, if you enjoy it.
Yeah. And even if you don't, I'll
I
still
don't
be.
like it.
Who said they don't like it? They're banned.
And what might be a good idea as well is once in a blue moon, randomly, you just open it, and then anybody,
like
from
allow
the
everyone
Destination
in
Linux
every
Telegram can come and have a
Yeah.
peek at what you guys get up to. Only let's say like for half an hour, but it's just to give them a taster of the things that they're missing in the background.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
up,
give them
Chris?
an opportunity to actually possibly become Patreons.
There
Yeah.
you go.
For sure.
So how many people can fit in a Zoom meeting?
Total
25 on
25
one
on
screen,
one
and
screen.
then you have to flip over. Yeah.
Yeah. So 25 is like the max until it starts becoming multiple pages.
Well,
But
there's,
You can have you can still have more than 25 people in a Zoom
Oh,
meeting.
you can have
Well,
up to
how
a-
many
I've-
total?
I've se- Yeah, there's a is it Herbalife? That's one of these fitness freaky things
Oh,
that's
yes.
going around
Yeah.
the UK at the moment, and I don't know if it's in
Scam.
America, but
Yes,
They-
scam, multi-level marketing scams.
actually
Yes,
have
pyramid scheme. Yes.
conferences.
Sure,
They have
yeah.
conferences where they're, and sometimes they have
Allegedly,
upward of
in my opinion.
500 people on Zoom.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, so there you go, Marius. It's pretty robust program. You could
Yep.
have
Oh.
multiple people.
Oh wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think one of the reasons why we wanted to do patron only thing is sometimes when you do live streams, like when we open it up, you get some interesting characters that show up and say non-family related things. That would be one reason. And then allows us to control the amount of video on the screen at once, because you got
That's true. This is a live stream, so you got to keep it friendly.
so we have like 40, 50 people on. It gets a little crazy, but No, thank you all for joining us. We do have some exciting news that of things coming on the Destination Linux network, because we're never done. So Hardware Addicts was the last big thing that came up, but I don't know how do we want to frame this, Michael? We've got a big project that's about to come out from a name of a person you guys are really going to dig.
I don't know if we could mention like that stuff yet, but
yeah, we can't.
No. Save it for the big splash.
Yeah, it's coming.
So there is something coming.
You've got Santa Claus big. On.
Yes. How did you know? He's so jolly. Oh.
We do have we have some big news, and we will be announcing it pretty soon. I think in the next week or so we're going to start making like bigger announcements, but it is gonna. I think the
something
plan
you guys
is,
already love is coming into the network. Let's put it.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, and everyone gets a new car if you become a patron.
Elon Musk.
Wait. We get Oprah too.
Wait, that's Oprah. Oh, yeah. We're getting Oprah.
It's like what?
Oprah. The O channel's coming to Destination Linux Network.
Oh boy.
And Dr. Phil.
It'll be the DLO.
Wow, I'm the first one leaving now.
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
We lost Wendy, but we got Oprah. I don't know if that was a good trade.
No, I think she left on Dr. Phil, and I would too.
Oh, speaking about Donald Trump, he's currently speaking out about the coronavirus, and he says it's not a problem.
Oh, well.
Well, that's because he's a what do you call it, idiot?
Let's not talk politics, because then I really will be leaving.
It wasn't politics, so we're just calling the president an idiot.
I mean, it is politics, and we're not going to do it because it's too easy to become polarized on that, regardless of like opinion and stuff. It's just like
single click versus double click is acceptable to talk about on this channel.
Is it though? No,
start a fight.
No, it will. It is not acceptable to talk about on this stream either, because there's only one choice, and it is double click.
That's right.
Also, scroll directions on a touchpad.
Yes, so we can talk about that. Scroll directions.
Natural.
On well, that's arbitrary. What do you think is natural? What is actually natural? Like
whatever I think is natural is the right answer. Is what I'm saying.
The Apple way of doing
down.
It is the best way.
What's the Apple way?
Natural.
But what does that mean?
You scroll down and the page goes down.
Yes, exactly. Yes. That's what it should be. Why are some systems have like touchpad where you do the scroll and it goes the opposite? Like, what is that? I've seen people actually do that on purpose.
Some people want to see the world burn, Michael.
Okay, fair point. Because I've actually got I had a laptop at one point, and it was like someone like sent me that, like, I was fixing their computer because they had like some Windows garbage virus or whatever. And when I was on their browser, I did the scroll and I was like, what happened? What is this broken thing on your computer? They're like, oh, I like to scroll
probably just a bug,
that way.
But they call it a feature.
No, they did it on purpose.
Yeah,
they changed it to that on purpose. And I was like, are you okay?
It's going to give people more options to.
So hang on, let me get this right, because I always get confused with this natural versus unnatural. So looking at my Android phone, and I've got all of my apps in front of me.
Yeah.
Android.
If I put my finger at the bottom of the phone and scroll it towards the top, I push all the applications up. But the scroll bar on the right-hand side goes down.
Mm-hmm.
So is that natural or is that not natural?
When you scroll up on a phone, typically it goes when you scroll up, the content goes down. So like you are going down the screen, but the content itself is going up. So like it's going up.
Yeah.
But so that's like the natural on the phone.
The scroll bar goes the opposite way to the icons.
Yeah, but the difference is
because I guess it starts at the top, and then as I move my icons up the screen, it thinks it's moving further down the screen. So what's natural? I still don't get what is natural scrolling.
Double click.
I think the difference is on when you do it on a screen. The intuitiveness of natural scrolling is different than when you're doing it on a computer, on a laptop, or whatever. So, like when you tell it to, it's just the reverse. I think it's just because the interface you're using is a different interface than you're seeing, so it just feels different.
Just like everything else in life, it's all context sensitive.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Gotcha. Because when you're on a computer screen, you pull the mouse wheel towards you, and yet the contents goes up.
No,
It's the opposite to a phone.
yeah, that's the reverse.
That's the
not
terrible
natural.
thing we were talking about.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have.
Right.
That's the reverse. That's the natural part.
Really?
See, when you
That's
pull it
perfectly
towards you,
natural
it
to
should be
me.
going down. When you push it away from you, it should be going up. That's what normal human beings use. The way we discover if you're from another planet is if you like the opposite of that.
Well,
So,
my
I just
brother
got a
Mork
visitor, so
disagrees
I
with
need
you.
to head out.
Marius, thanks for hanging out and telling us about UB Ports, man. We appreciate it. Thanks for all the work you and the team are doing too.
Thank you for
Good
great
night.
content.
And also thank you for the stool app because it was very important
Yeah,
that
don't
that
forget
was.
to update it.
You're welcome.
Don't forget the leaderboard.
That's what his visitors over there for, to help them program the stool app.
Yes, exactly.
It's a team effort.
Yeah, now that we're adding multiplayer support, I need all.
They're going to storyboard this whole app out.
Yes.
We're adding multiplayer support. We're gonna have a net. It's not just a leaderboard. We're gonna have like online co-op.
We're taking on World of Warcraft with this.
Yes.
Now on Steam.
All right. I think everyone, I think this is a good place to stop it. Check out Destination Linux Network if you're not familiar with the content. We've got Linux for everyone out there. We've got Ask Noah Show, Hardware Addicts. We've got TuxDigital, DasGeek. All of that stuff is out there for you. So if you need something else to this stream to learn some Linuxy open source stuff, we got a lot out there for you. Destination Linux.network. And join our Telegram group. 1,342 members now. That's insane.
I'm sure I can cull a few no names out of that.
How dare you, Zeb?
No, we have an automatic. We have an automatic spam bot killer.
Oh, it clears them out now, does it?
Yep.
Yeah, because when we were hovering around the 1,000, it was like 1,005. Yes. Oh, blast! We got 10 disconnected people. Now we're down back to 9,995 again.
Yeah. Now it kills them automatically.
Yeah, if they don't respond to the when you
in real life.
Yeah, when you what?
Oh, I thought that's what we were making, a bot that takes them out in real life.
You're not supposed to talk about that.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, allegedly. You got to put allegedly at the end of things like that. So anyway, but we have a lot of stuff that's coming up, and we will be talking about more in-depth stuff on future episodes of DL, and we have very many things to inform you. Very many. We have English words that use sometimes in sentences.
We're bringing a dictionary to Destination Linux.
No. Never. We just bring thesaurus, and then I'll take words and then randomly put them in there that sort of fit.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Like it's like the hot seat.
Thanks everyone for hanging out with us.
It's a secret sauce.
We'll see you again next month.
See you again soon.
See y'all
later.
Also, next month is tomorrow, so not that soon.
That's a good point. That would be really early.
Next 4 years for the leap year?
Well, it'll be next month. It'll just be later in the month.
I know. I just wanted to make sure they didn't, do the little.
It's next week.
Switch over.
Alex said I worked really hard on that bot. It was supposed to remain a secret. The bot that kills people. All right. Well, thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're going to be doing this more often. We haven't scheduled the next one because we also only scheduled this one. What was it? Midnight, I think.
At midnight yesterday. Yeah.
I found out about it, an hour before you did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were asleep. We were being kind to you. That's what it was.
Right. In fairness, Wendy, we had another meeting scheduled with you this morning that we knew you would be at, in which we would tell you, surprise, there's yet another meeting right after.
Aren't you excited for an extra meeting?
Because we've been in meetings all day. So there you go. Yeah.
Oh, they're fun though.
That's right. Well, especially when you pick on Michael. Not when you pick on me. That's not very fun at all.
I think it's fun when I pick on both of you.
That's rude.
I mean, that makes more sense. At least it's sharing in the trolling and not just me this time.
Not just you. Oh, don't play the victim.
Sometimes when you're hitting Michael pretty hard, I have to, help him out and make sure you get a little.
People have this perception that Michael gets picked on, but Michael plays to it on screen. But off screen, you should see the 4-letter words he sends back. He's not this polite person you see on stream.
What are you talking about? Stool has 5 letters. I don't know. What?
Beat me to it.
He's so full of it.
See y'all. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Full is a 4-letter word. See? Ha! Of it, 2 words, both combined to
such
make
a
4
nerd.
letters. You're welcome. Hunter 2.
All right, guys. You have a good one.